Now, you've seen the violent protests in Ferguson, people throwing Molotov cocktails, looting, shots have been fired. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, first of all, people have to understand a lot of people are frustrated. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of tension. A lot of people are fed up with a lot of different things. It doesn't make you feel, it almost makes you feel numb, because here you understand the passion that's behind majority of the people that are feeling hurt, but you also want to remind each and every one of us that our support and our love and everything should be behind the Brown family right now to make sure that they receive the verdict that they need for the justice of Mike. And the way that we change a lot of the things that's going on is we have to change our strategy and our approach to getting things done. And that's one of the things that you try to, get out there as far as the word. But you also understand that, this city is what this city is because of its history. So knowing that, and me knowing I lived through a lot of the history of this city being the way that it is something that it's more of a tug of war. But, it's a lot of people hurt. I would say that, and there's a lot of people angry. So, we have to find ways of bringing that anger down and then channeling that into making something that, creating something that's very, very positive.
And Nelly, you talk about the fact that you have spent so much time in St. Louis, you grew up there. It is one of the most racially segregated places in the country, and a lot of people may not know that, but St. Louis hasn't rioted, right? During the Civil Rights era, after Martin Luther King Jr. died, there was violence around the country, but not in St. Louis. Since you grew up there, does this surprise you? I mean, is this sort of something that has been bubbling beneath the surface, and you think the genie is out of the bottle now?
Yeah, I definitely think it's something that's been bubbling underneath the surface that, like you said again, all throughout the history, or we could call it Black history, we haven't really taken this type of stance previously before. So it's surprising to a lot of people, but it's not surprising that it's happening. It's surprising as when it's happening. And something as young, something as such as a young man as Mike Brown, I think the whole point that we should be doing is making sure that we get the type of verdict that is needed at the end of this situation to ensure that the next situation, that officer will take as much time to think about doing that than this one did. And that's how you change it. Because as of right now, we haven't really seen too many penalties for officers killing young Black men.
And you've been in touch with Michael Brown's family, Nelly. What have they told you?
Yes, of course. First thing I wanted to do was send my blessings out to their family, send my strength out, and then also talk to them about what Mike's positive things that he wanted to do out of life. He was a high school graduate. He did want to go on to school. So I talked to them about creating Mike Brown Scholarship and sending kids to school in that theory, in that positive light from his dream of continuing his education. Because I think that's how you begin to make change. They were very much on board with that. The Mike Brown situation as far as the scholarship, I have a lot of friends, family, and everybody on board as far as entertainers, athletes that are ready to strike at any moment to lend a hand as far as the Mike Brown Scholarship, so we can send kids to school from that area. So we can let them know that they do have a choice, and it's not just always going to be the way that it is.